Hello, this is Cassidy James, here in Lexington, Kentucky at the Commonwealth Stadium, home of the Kentucky Wildcats. When you think of football programs with a winning tradition, the University of Kentucky is not a program that comes to mind. In fact, the Wildcats have struggled for many years. However, since the hiring of Mark Stoops and his team, who has been coined the Stoops Troops, the football program is showing signs of life, and the promise of a bowl game is in the future. The atmosphere here at the Commonwealth Stadium is full of energy and excitement. Beginning with the catwalk parade prior to the game, the football team and coaches were welcomed by a huge crowd of support led by the marching band, dance team, and cheerleaders. This parade allowed the fans to get up close and personal with their favorite Wildcats. Cheering Cats fans are loyal and never fail to pack the stadium for home games on Saturdays in the fall, which have come to be known as Catter Days here in Lexington. Today's opponent is the South Carolina Gamecocks. After the triple overtime loss to Florida, the Kentucky fans are pumped for a chance to beat a SEC team with a great football tradition. The fans are eager to get this game started, and I am scoping the crowd to find the perfect Wildcat follower to interview. The first person I approached at the game was a middle-aged man. He was wearing a blue and white hair hat, blue jeans, a University of Kentucky sweatshirt, and was yelling to the top of his lungs, "Let's go Cats." I decided that his passion for the game would add great commentary for my interview. How many years have you been coming to the UK football games?
My wife and I moved here about 20 years ago, and I've always been a college fan. And since we lived in Lexington, I decided that I'd start following the Wildcats and become an avid fan.
What made you start coming to the football games?
My family has a background of always following sports, and we moved here from Michigan, and I used to like Michigan, and it's a pretty far drive to try to go back there. Since we live here in Lexington, I just wanted to pick up on the Wildcats, so I started following them, and now I'm just coming to every game that I possibly can.
Have you always been a football fan?
I've always been a fan of college sports, but most importantly, football. Football's my favorite.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
All right, thanks a lot.
I think that Frankie's tone during our conversation was very sincere and enthusiastic. His voice could have been full of enthusiasm and excitement, though, because of the intense energy surrounding us as we were talking at the game. I could tell throughout the course of our interview that he truly loved the game of football and supporting the Kentucky Wildcats, since, after all, he had been coming to the Commonwealth Stadium to cheer on the Cats for about 20 years. That's a long time. The second person I approached at the game was a young woman. She was wearing a Go Big Blue rhinestone sweatshirt, sequin blue earrings, and leggings. She was also cheering her heart out at the game. I decided that her love for the Cats would make her a great candidate for my interview. Okay. How many years have you been coming to the Kentucky football games?
3.
What made you decide to start coming to the games?
Well, I'm an alum from UK, so that's why I get season tickets. So of course I'm coming.
What do you think about Coach Stoops and the team this year?
I think they're great. They're 4-1 is their record, and I think it's going to be a very, very good year, and I'm excited for it.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Although Jill was very nice and willing to participate in my interview process, I think that her tone was kind of hostile and a little bit annoyed. I believe the reason for that is because I was interrupting her from watching the game by asking if I could interview her as the game was going on. Throughout the course of our interview, I could tell she had a strong passion for the game, and although her responses were short, she did take time to respond to my questions. However, it was apparent that she was agitated by my questions and eager to get back to watching the Cats take on South Carolina. Her appearance in the UK apparel and the fact that she has season tickets to the games indicated to me that she is a proud alumnus. I know that I may have only interviewed 2 people at the Commonwealth Stadium during the football game, but they were 2 very diverse people. Frankie, my first interviewee, was a native of Michigan, and when he moved to Kentucky, he became a Wildcat fan and has been for about 20 years. Jill, my second interviewee, was a University of Kentucky alumni and had been coming to the games at the Commonwealth Stadium faithfully for 3 years. I think that it is safe to say that the love for the Kentucky Wildcats is shown throughout the state by many different kinds of people. Whether people are watching the Cats at the Commonwealth Stadium during a home game, tuning in to catch the game on the TV, or even listening to the game over the radio, the fans all share the same purpose: to cheer the Wildcats on to victory. Today, at the Commonwealth Stadium, the sun was shining bright on our old Kentucky home as the Wildcats defeated South Carolina 45-38. This is Cassidy James signing out here at the Commonwealth Stadium. See you next Catterday, Wildcat fans.